Been a while. Been a while. Isn't it? As you can see, I've got the girly aesthetic. Kind of fuck with it. Actually, it's nice and smells nice in here too. September 27th, 2010 would be a day that would become legendary not only on YouTube, but throughout the whole internet. A video would be uploaded to a relatively unknown channel at the time that would change the course of careers and influence multiple copycats over the years. This video would contain a concept that was foreign to viewers, but would keep them entertained enough for them to come back week in and week out. At a time when it was reaction channels, vlogging, equals 3 and the like, Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd would create a phenomenon that seems so simple in hindsight, but would rake in millions of views over the 14 years. Epic Rap Battles of History was simply put, epic. Originally pitched by Epic Lloyd while himself and Nice Peter were working improv at Check 1-2, Lloyd would suggest they perform as historical figures in a rap battle during their shows, alongside the legendary Zach Sherwin, aka MC Mr. Napkins. Initially difficult to perform live, both Lloyd and Peter decided it would work much better as a video series on YouTube, with the first 3 rap battles being shot and produced on a $50 budget. While the first rap battle in the series would gain moderate success, it was the second rap battle between Adolf Hitler and Darth Vader that would cause a boom in the popularity of the series. These would be the first 3 battles in the first season of ERB, which is what the cool kids call it, eventually releasing 12 more rap battles and concluding the season with a battle between Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd. Up until this point, all of the rap battles had been uploaded to Nice Peter's own channel. It would be with the start of Season 2 that ERB would migrate to their own channel, while also creating a sister channel, ERB2, for more behind-the-scenes footage, which was personally my favourite to watch. From here on, ERB would increase in popularity and have some incredible guest stars throughout its second season. The second season of ERB would commence on December 8th of 2011 with the long-awaited rematch of Adolf Hitler and Darth Vader. There would be 17 more battles uploaded to the ERB channel, releasing them in sets of 6, with the first set streaming a week apart. After this, ERB announced the battles would be released every 2 weeks, ending on the 22nd of April 2013 with the Rasputin vs. Stalin rap battle. However, I believe the best rap battle of this season was actually Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Had the best lyrics, the best performances, and had the best video. As a fellow man with thinning hair, I gained increased respect for Nice Peter for going through with it, doing it all eventual bald dudes just don't want to do, and that's just accept their fate. After the last rap battle, there would not be another new video on the ERB channel for 4 months, which is an age in YouTube terms. The return video to the ERB channel would be Frank Sinatra vs. Freddie Mercury, a famous battle mainly for Nice Peter's performance as Freddie Mercury. They would end the year with a Christmas rap battle between Santa and Moses, the latter being actually performed by the one and only Snoop Dogg. This would mark the first time that an A-list rapper had appeared on Epic Rap Battles of History, and they were still only in their second season. There would be more guest stars across the season, with Key and Peele marking their first appearance, playing MLK and Gandhi. Rhett and Link would perform as the Wright brothers, taking on the Mario brothers, portrayed by Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd. However, what stands out for me is that the Gandhi and MLK battle was the only battle to be non-violent in tone. It was all about peace, as you'd expect from the 2 characters they're portraying. After ending Season 2 in late April, Epic Rap Battles of History would not return for another 5 months for the third and final rematch between Adolf Hitler and Darth Vader. This rap battle would officially start the 3rd season of ERB, and in my opinion would be one of their better seasons. They would kick it off with Blackbeard vs. Al Capone. Side note, it was actually sponsored by Ubisoft. There's a lyric that Al Capone says, I'll just put it up. At the time, Ubisoft were going on an absolute media frenzy to promote Black Flag. They promoted, obviously, Epic Rap Battles of History. They promoted Tobuscus and his little trailers. I believe they also promoted Smosh with their Assassin's Creed 4 music video. Pirate's Life for Me, I think it was called. This season would also mark the second appearance to feature Key and Peele, as they will perform as Michael Jordan and Muhammad Ali. G. Watsky is another one I failed to mention of the guest stars. He portrayed Edgar Allan Poe from this season, and he'd also been in the first season as William Shakespeare, and he's also one of the doctors in Season 2. He was one of the fan favourites, he kept on coming back, and he had some solid flow. Season 3, we would also see the first portrayal of Donald Trump, this time played by Nice Peter, in the Christmas battle between Donald Trump and Ebenezer Scrooge, as he battled 3 ghosts. And I'm pretty sure Trump actually tweeted about it at the time. If I can find it, I'll chuck it up on the screen. The biggest guest of this season would without a doubt be Ray William Johnson portraying Goku as he took on Superman. It was actually Weirdo Yankovic portraying Sir Isaac Newton going up against Bill Nye, and then later featuring Neil deGrasse Tyson, portrayed by, can't remember his name, but he was in the Jurassic 5. Charlie Turner. Charlie Turner would portray Neil deGrasse Tyson as the guest in that battle. One of the best battles that they ever put out would be at the end of season 3. They'd mark it with a pretty big guest showing. It would be the Turtles versus the artists, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo would come in, performed by Rhett and Link and Smosh, Anthony Padilla, and Anne Hecox, which was huge. They hadn't been in a rap battle up until that point. But before we go into season 4 and beyond, I have a quick message for you guys. I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. Just kidding. It's me. Could you imagine? I've only got 161 subs. I'm not getting a sponsor anytime soon, but with your support, I could get one. Season 4 would kick off pre-production in 2014, and they would debut the season with a long-awaited battle between the Ghostbusters and the Mythbusters. This season would probably be their best in terms of consistency, as it included great editing, costume design, guest stars, good battles, good lyrics, good beats as well. It was probably their best structured of the history of the channel. Battles would be released every Monday for the first half of the season, slowly transitioning into releasing them every second Monday for the second half of the season. The third battle this season would be the first to be Lego animated by the one and only Forest Fire, who created the Duck songs. This season would also feature Dan Bull for the first time as Jack the Ripper in Jack the Ripper verse, the guy from Silence of the Lambs. Can't remember his name, but he liked Chianti. Hi there, it's me editing. It was Hannibal Lecter. He was the guy from Silence of the Lambs and who also liked Chianti. But with the positives does come the negatives. This season would be the first to not feature G. Watsky or Kasim G or have a holiday-themed rap battle. The battle that was released around Christmas time was known as the Director's Battle between Steven Spielberg and Alfred Hitchcock, featuring other famous directors that would make guest appearances, such as Michael Bay, Quentin Tarantino, Stanley Kubrick. The season finale would be a battle between Stanley and Jim Henson on the 3rd of August 2015, which is 28 days before my birthday. That's going to do it. With MC Mr. Napkins making an appearance as Walt Disney at the end of the battle, which is quite poignant, big words only, because Disney had actually purchased Maker Studios a year earlier, who were the studio behind Epic Rap Battles of History. So when MC Mr. Napkins says, he's not kidding. 2 weeks after the conclusion of season 4, Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd would go on a American/European tour. They would finish in Paris around the start of November, performing all of the hits while also having some freestyle rap battles with some audience-suggested characters to play, such as Charles Darwin vs. Jesus Christ, Jason Bourne vs. James Bond, and the strangest one that I've seen is Jar Jar Binks vs. Betty White. The dude that suggested that was probably high. After finishing the tour, there would be a bonus battle between Deadpool and Boba Fett, which would technically be Ray William Johnson's second appearance as Boba Fett, although it was just his voice. They would use dancers for the characters. The 5th season would air in May of 2016, so almost half a year after the bonus battle, and would start with George R.R. Martin versus J.R.R. Tolkien. Quick side note, George R.R. Martin's real name is George Raymond Martin. He would actually later adopt Richard as a middle name to make it George R.R. Martin. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation. J.R.R. Tolkien's full name was John Ronald Reuel Tolkien. So he's already doing better in terms of names. And Led Zeppelin also wrote 3 songs inspired by the Hobbit books. So J.R.R. takes the dub on this occasion, in my opinion. More like George L.L. Martin. Am I right?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The guest star that took the cake for this season, in my opinion, was J.B. Smoove, who portrayed Frederick Douglass while battling against Thomas Jefferson. This season would be defined by 2 rap battles. The first one being James Bond versus Austin Powers, which had been requested since season 1. So we finally got to see that one, which was cool because we got 2 versions of James Bond, as we should. And then we also got the first presidential rap battle since season 2 between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, this time being between Trump and Clinton during the 2016 presidential race.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
This time Trump being portrayed by Epic Lloyd, who did a much, much better job. One of my favorite lyrics from that is, it goes, "I'll create jobs tearing down mosques. I'll use all the best rocks from the site to build a wall, dip it in gold and make Mexico pay for it all," which is bars. There would be a controversial battle for the first time in the series between Bruce Banner and Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner would later transition into Caitlyn Jenner. In the rap battle, they had Bruce Banner changing into the Hulk, and they had Bruce Jenner transitioning into Caitlyn Jenner. This video would become the second most disliked in the series, but would have the highest dislike to like ratio out of any of the rap battles. Epicloid would later state on Ray William Johnson's podcast that the main reason for the hate was because Caitlyn Jenner's verse, her last verse, was so much longer than any of the other verses that had been in the battle prior. I didn't mind it. It does have one of the best lines throughout the whole series, which I'll put here. Season 5 would conclude in January of 2017 with the second Epicloid and Nice Peter rematch, this time being a little bit more venomous than the first. There would be another long break as the crew would go on tour, with us not getting a new rap battle until December of 2018 with an unofficial premiere. Released almost 2 years after the last one, we would have another long-awaited rap battle between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. I know at the time of filming these guys suck farts. At the time of the rap battle, they weren't too bad. Mark Zuckerberg was still a robot.
Smoking these meats.
Elon Musk was still just this weird dude building rockets. By this time, however, I'd kind of turned off from epic rap battles of history. I was no longer avid for the next one, waiting for it to come out. And I wasn't the only one with the sentiment, as views would also slowly decrease over this season and over the coming seasons. It was a shame that the concept itself had become a bit outdated, as by this time you'd have a lot more long-form content from more commentary channels that would be blowing up on the platform. However, I was always intrigued to see who they would choose to put in a rap battle against each other. ERB would officially start the new season with a battle between Freddy Krueger and Wolverine, 5 months since the Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg battle, but almost 2 years since the end of season 5. During the season, there would be 3 rap battles, in my opinion, that would stand out. There would be 2 that were long requested, probably ever since season 1 of the series. We had Ronald McDonald versus the Burger King. We had Joker versus Pennywise. And the third battle was the 2020 presidential battle between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, with Nice Peter being Joe Biden this time. The presidential battle would be a return to form, in my opinion. It had the best beat, the best lyrics, the best performances by the 2 rap artists, I'll say. I'll be real, this is a rap battle that I actually still listen to and will listen to at the gym because it's a good hype song. There will be no further questions, Your Honor. This season would be heavily affected by COVID, having only released 12 rap battles during that time, with the final one coming in December of 2020, being a second Lego animated one between Luke Skywalker and Harry Potter, again animated by Forest Fire. June of 2021, we would see a return of ERB, premiering with their battle Ragnar versus Richard the Lionheart. There would still be new achievements to come from the team, with the first 3-way battle being done this season between John Wick, John McClane, and John Rambo. At the time of writing, and I wrote this script a long time ago, at the time of writing there were still 3 rap battles to go. The latest one at the time was Godzilla versus King Kong. I haven't seen the Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump battle. I don't really want to. I might give it a chance, I might not. I probably won't. In conclusion, epic rap battles took over a part of my life and still has a place in my heart to this day. I'm not ashamed to admit that I still know all the words to the majority of the first few seasons of rap battles, Mr. T vs. Mr. Rogers being one of them. I can still remember the latest rap battles coming out during school holidays and waiting what felt like forever for the new ones to come out just so I could rewatch them and learn all the words. Not only would ERB have a hold on me, but their creators, Nice Peter and Epicloid, would also take over a part of my life, still have a place in my heart. Nice Peter with his YouTube channel, him opening mail, and his music with his classics like Sunflower Song and Hard to Stay. Epicloid with his Diss Raps for Hire and his EP, which I bumped for a while, which actually wasn't too bad. These 2 would be, in my opinion, some of the best YouTubers to come from the early 2010s, even just before the 2010s. Not only for their music, but also inspiring others to create music and rap battles themselves. Not only did they create a phenomenon that would generate millions of subscribers and billions of views and go on tours all around the world, but they still wouldn't come to New Zealand, which I'm not salty about, but they would attract some of the biggest stars to partake in their rap battles. If I could put it in one word, epic. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay golden.